What's up, boxing fans? Yeah, another terrific fight comes in a week from now when Guillermo RigondeauX El Chacal fights Filipino Flesh Nonito Donaire for the WBO and WBA bantamweight division titles. Some people pronounce it RIGONDEAUX in a Spanish way. And some say RIGONDEAUX in French. I like it in French, so you must excuse my French. I'll call him RIGONDEAUX. Well, everybody knows who Rigondeaux and Donaire are, so I won't waste time talking in details about their origins, their career experiences, their victories. I only want to say that Donaire is an established veteran. He started his career since, I believe, 2001, yeah, about a century ago. And he has got lots of exciting fights with great power, particularly in his left hook. And he fished. Did I say fished? Oh, no. Sorry, I meant to say caught, just caught. Many of those gullible opponents on that left hook. But finally, in Rigondeaux, he meets somebody who can actually fight back and hits as hard and with bad intentions. Considering that Rigondeaux is a lefty, a very hard nut to crack for many orthodox fighters, Donaire, however, proved that he has no problem of dealing with lefties by defeating at least two very good lefties like Darchinian and Nishioka. He finished the Darchinian in a fifth round. When he fished him, did I say fished? Yeah, he caught him very good in a fifth round with a spectacular left hook. And Nishioka he stopped, as I remember, in round 9, which happened just 6 months ago. So with his terrific hook, I think we should change his nickname from the Filipino Flesh to Captain Hook. Yeah. So we can conclude now that Donaire has no problem of handling. Yeah, handling those hot-headed, offense-oriented lefties who have little idea how to protect themselves. But Rigondeaux is a different kind of a lefty. Besides his sharp attacking skills, he actually knows how to protect himself. He does not lunge forward with his jaw up like Darchinian, and he does not stand still after he applauds his own punches like Nishioka. So, unfortunately for Donaire, Rigondeaux is not kind of a trout or salmon or halibut or sushi or whatever fish you like to hook up so easily. Now Rigondeaux. Did I say Rigondeaux? No, it's Rigondeaux. Rigondeaux. Rigondeaux has almost 3 times less of professional fights on his record than Donaire. But his extensive and highly decorated amateur career equalizes and actually surpasses the entire career of Donaire. So, how in the hell we can predict this fight? How? There are many boxing pundits saying that Donaire will KO Rigondeaux for sure, no problem. Or that Rigondeaux will beat the crap out of Donaire. Yeah, maybe. Who knows? Do not trust those pundits. They have no clue what they're talking about. Why? Because these two fighters are very well matched. Both fighters are worthy each other. As I said, finally Donaire finds somebody who can fight back. And it's a terrific match. Both fighters are talented, and in many ways their skills are unique. And both are in tremendous shape. For example, to get in shape, Donaire even trained, I saw him, during the sparrings with a pipe in his mouth, breathing into the pipe. I don't know what kind of a secret mixture he inhaled actually, but I reckon that maybe Donaire was inhaling the gas from the exhaust pipe of his truck parked behind his gym. Yeah, I guess it is a cheap and very effective way to get tougher and keep in shape. I reckon he must be in a top shape after that. But as far as Cuban boxers, they are always in shape. They don't need to get themselves in shape because they are born and die in shape. So all in all, we can say they both are in their peak, and they are ready and will be very happy to try to dispatch each other in a blink of an eye. But if completely seriously, I think the chances here are close to about 60 to 40 in favor of RIGONDEAUX. That is, if the fight will be judged honestly. But we must remember that in charge of this fight is Bob Arum, the same crook of the crooks, if you remember, who was in charge in fight of Pacman-Bradley fight. And you know what kind of travesty happened in that fight. You know how ugly those two judges behaved, and guess who would be the one able to pay those judges to make them the judgment, to give the judgments in favor of Bradley. Just think for a moment. You betcha, you guessed it. So having Arum in charge of this fight, we cannot predict anything for sure. Yet, let's try. Well, let's assume for a moment that Bob Arum does not exist. Okay? And let's put ourselves in the shoes of the fighters. What I would do if I was Donaire? Well, having a longer reach, I would keep RIGONDEAUX at the distance by using my prohibitive jabs and look for the opening and mistakes of my opponents. RIGONDEAUX, though, is a very cool guy and very, very brainy, I would say, even exactly brainy boxer. He literally thinks on his feet. He does not make too many mistakes. Yet, he does keep his right hand and right shoulder low. So, being Donaire, I would explore this golden opportunity to land my lethal left hook. But of course RIGONDEAUX is too clever, so Donaire cannot land his hook the way he landed it on Montiel or Darchinyan or on anybody else. So he must evolve with a scheme to camouflage this hook. For example, he can make it a second or even third or fourth punch coming after his jabs, and then connect with the hook when it's necessary. Or for example, he can switch temporarily to a left-handed stance and deliver his left hook from the stance of a lefty, which RIGONDEAUX, of course, would not expect. And or he can employ any other trick which in his sleeve or in the mind of his trainer. Yes, if Donaire manages to land his left hook on RIGONDEAUX's jaw, and I must tell you, it can happen, but the probability of it no more than a lucky punch than anything else. Then Donaire can win by KO. Now, what RIGONDEAUX needs to do to win? Well, I must tell you, not too many boxers can throw punches when they are moving backward. Even if they can, the power of their punches is greatly diminished. So they are not dangerous anymore when they are moving backward. I never saw Donaire throwing punches when he moves backward. So I do suspect that he simply cannot do that. Even if he can, his punches will be not as powerful, so he cannot be as dangerous. So if I was RIGONDEAUX, I would keep my right shoulder up to cover my head from the left hook, and taking advantage from my shorter and more solid built statue, which has a lower weight center, I would alternate my lateral left and right motions with the straight forward cuts right into the middle of the taller and lankier Donaire, and push him back to shove him off his balance, thus depriving him from his power and preparing my own attack, final ultimate attack. So if I was RIGONDEAUX, I would try hit Donaire's liver. I would disguise my liver punch by initiating my attack to the head first, and then when it closed, I would transfer my left hook, hook again, to the liver, and finish it off with a single punch. If RIGONDEAUX employs these similar tactics, he can finish off Donaire with a single liver punch, probably within 3 rounds. Well, all in all, I do not believe this fight will go distance, unless of course Bob Arum tells the boxers not to KO each other. So the fight would go to the decision, the wrong one, so Arum can arrange the rematch and skim another few millions from the gullible boxing fans. Yet, who will win? Well, as I said, considering Bob Arum doesn't exist and the boxers employ tactics which are similar to what I just described, I do believe that RIGONDEAUX has an edge of about 60 to 40 chances, which does not sound like much, but it can make a huge difference, and RIGONDEAUX should win in this cat and mouse fight by KOing Donaire somewhere in the middle rounds. But hey, let the better guy wins, so that's what the boxing is for, right? And let's see what happens. Cheers.